slap echoed down the hallway. The janitor staggered back, mop clattering to the floor. "You're in the way," the manager barked, shoving him toward the wall. Everyone froze. Phones lifted. Whispers spread like wildfire. The janitor's cap fell. A strand of perfectly styled hair peeked out. The uniform was fake. Every scuff, every stain carefully planted. Victor Langford, Titan Innovations CEO, a black man disguised as a janitor, blinked once. He wasn't supposed to be noticed. He was supposed to watch. The manager, a tall white man with a smug grin, laughed, proud of his intimidation. "You think your complaints matter? You're nothing here." Victor straightened, calm, silent. Then, with one fluid motion, he pulled off the disguise entirely. Gasped. Phones dropped. The very employees who laughed yesterday, who were silenced by fear, now saw him standing tall, a recorder in one hand and folders of internal violations in the other. "You hit a janitor," Victor said quietly, but every word cut like steel. "No. You hit the person who's been collecting every injustice in this company." He released the evidence. HR violations, pay disparities, ignored promotions, repeated harassment. Every word recorded, time-stamped, undeniable. By the end of the day, the managers were apologizing, resigning, or frozen in disbelief. The employees whispered amongst themselves. The CEO, he saw everything, and he was one of us all along. Victor had spent months undercover. Every hallway sweep, every mop stroke, every trash pickup, meticulously planned. Titan Innovations had become a fortress of fear. Managers barked orders at interns. Employees were denied opportunities. Complaints vanished into the ether. Victor tried emails, meetings, policies. Nothing changed. He realized something. People don't act when they're being watched openly. So he became invisible. A janitor. A shadow. And while the company ignored him, he listened. Not just to complaints, but to whispers, subtle gestures, small signs of injustice. He cataloged them all every day. At lunch, Victor noticed a young analyst crying quietly at her desk. The manager had denied her a promotion once again, citing lack of initiative. Victor didn't intervene yet. He simply recorded. He watched a team leader publicly humiliate an intern for a missed deadline, oblivious to the fact that the intern had been handling double the workload. He photographed the documents tossed in the trash, saved the emails, and noted every timestamp. In another department, he overheard a senior manager quietly discussing removing weak performers without proper HR protocol. Victor cataloged every injustice, every whisper of unfair treatment, every subtle abuse of power. The janitor walked past a water cooler and casually mopped the floor, never stopping to intervene. Employees who had felt invisible noticed him just enough to think, maybe someone sees this, but they had no idea. Finally, the day of reckoning arrived. Victor removed the disguise completely in front of the entire staff during a meeting called under the pretense of a routine check. The evidence was undeniable. Pay disparities, HR violations, falsified reports, ignored complaints. Every manager's misconduct laid bare. Employees watched stunned as those who had tormented them were confronted with their actions. Victor spoke calmly. "You hit a janitor today. That janitor has been watching, listening, recording, and now you will face the consequences of ignoring the people you are supposed to lead." The room went silent. Managers stammered. Employees whispered. Phones clicked and recorded. It wasn't just a personal victory. It was justice enacted quietly, calculated, and fair. Victor didn't shout. He didn't humiliate. He restored dignity. Employees whispered amongst themselves, eyes wide with relief. "The CEO, he sees us. He cares." Victor gathered the mop, set it down, and looked around. "Power isn't about who you can hit or humiliate," he said quietly. "It's about who listens, who acts, who protects." The managers who had abused their authority were suspended pending investigation. HR was restructured. Complaints were taken seriously for the first time. The janitor uniform lay folded on a chair, a symbol of patience, observation, and quiet justice. If you've ever felt powerless, if you've ever been overlooked, ignored, or underestimated, then you already understand what this channel is about. Here, the quiet ones speak, the overlooked ones act, and sometimes, the smallest role hides the biggest power. If you enjoyed this story and want more like it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us where you're watching from.